Alright, we just got done with our little chipping lesson on the putting green, and I wanted to move out to the actual course. I told him that practice recommendation would be to actually pick a hole on the course as long as the pro agrees and as long as it's not super busy, but it gives him a better idea of, you know, practicing shots that he actually might hit while he's playing. So we got two stations. We got one set up here, and yes, that is snow in the bunker. It was pretty cold and snowed a little bit, but it is beautiful out today. So we thought we'd do some lessons. I also have another station set up a little bit closer to the green to get him out of the habit of hitting the same club on most of his chip shots. I want to make sure that we practice with two different clubs. So we set up one here where he's going to have to hit one or hit these higher and softer, so we have 60 degree with lots of loft, and then we'll probably use like a sand wedge or a gap wedge and let those ones run a little bit. So remember what we talked about as far as if you want the ball to go higher or you want the ball to go lower. The lower running shots, we played the ball further back in our stance. Maybe our hands weren't pressed quite as hard forward, and sometimes when we hit the ball nice and high and soft, we actually have to add loft to the club, which means opening up the club face. This to me sets up where you're going to need to hit something pretty high and pretty soft. We have to carry it over a bunker, the pin is in front, and there's not much green to work with. So with all that in mind, first thing we should be thinking is we're not trying to run this, so I don't want to play the ball way back in my stance. I want to hit this baby high, so I want to use lots of loft, and therefore it's going to turn into more like a mini sweep swing. And to be honest, you could actually hit this like you were hitting a cut shot, like when we were on the driving range, you know, swinging across it with the open club face, because an open club face is going to add loft to the club. So let's see if we can, and we just got done practicing some of these on the chipping green, but I wanted to make it a little bit more realistic. So let's see if we can hit some real life shots like this.
Okay.
He's got an open club face, which is nice. Good. Now it ended up pretty darn good, but it probably didn't carry quite far enough.
Got a lucky bounce.
Yeah, it was a very generous bounce. It worked out well. And the technique was good, but again, all I would suggest is don't be afraid that a bigger swing is necessarily going to make the ball go further. It's just going to help hit the ball higher and land softer. So I would say the exact same swing with just a little bit bigger swing or a little bit more speed.
Okay. Now when I open the club up like that?
What do you mean?
When I open it up for more of a sweeping swing, do I need to aim farther left?
Yes, I mean your whole body is set up like it should be.
Do that, but I didn't know if it...
Yeah, you want to. I mean, if you play with an open club face, like we said, the ball's going to have a tendency to want to shoot to the right, just like it would when we're hitting full shots with an open club face. So yeah, you want to counter that by aiming a little bit left, like what you're doing.
Okay.
The setup looks great. Good. That was just about perfect. About 2 feet right of the hole. First one ended up about 2 feet short, but it got a lucky bounce. Uh-oh. Now tell me what probably didn't quite work on that shot.
I don't think I had much of a sweeping swing on that one. I hit it with the hosel.
Well, I think to be honest, the main thing is that that club, yeah, you hit it with the hosel, which is you were maybe a little bit too close to the ball. But number two, I don't think that club got low enough into the ground.
Oh, sure.
I think even if it wouldn't have hit slightly off the hosel, yeah, it would have been a blade.
Okay.
Nice big high cut shot here. Good, really good. Just about perfect. So he has two that are about 2 or 3 feet from the, or three that are about 2 or 3 feet from the hole, and one that went over by that cart shed over there. So 2 for 3, or 3 for 4 ain't bad. All right, so we got a little bit different setup. We only moved about 10-15 yards, but now we've got some green to work with. We can let this baby roll. We don't need to hit a high soft shot. So this is more like that ball back, hands forward, keeping those hands forward. One of those little runners where you're just trying to get that ball to land on the front part of the green and run out the rest of the way. Again, we're not using an open club face for this, so I don't think we need to aim our body as far to the left.
Right.
But the important thing, regardless of where your body's aimed, is where the club face is aimed. We want to make sure that club face is telling the ball to go towards the hole or go towards where you need it to go.
Right.
Beautiful. Pretty good, a little short maybe, but pretty stellar. Get the ball back, get those hands pushed forward, which is perfect for promoting a little bit of a roll. Good. Right in between those is going to be perfect.